That's that deadly.
Player one.
I can make them put their hands to the ceiling. I can make you disperse cash for the feeling good. I ain't focused on nothing but cash peeling. Yeah, these niggas ain't no shit, they need to kill it.
What it do, YouTube? What it do, YouTube? What's the deal? It's your boy Cam Lucci, and we are back with the Cam Lucci reactions. Today we got a spooked out movie. It's called Mirrors, and it came out in '08. I never heard of it, but we about to experience it here for the first time together. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see every time I drop some new. Now let's start the show.
The mirror that is haunted by a killer demon that hunts anyone who looks into it. The film begins by showing a security guard named Gary Lewis running in panic toward an underground station, his face filled with fear and his movements making it clear that he is trying to escape from something unseen. In a state of terror, Gary searches for a place to hide until he finally enters an empty room that contains nothing but a large mirror. Instead of feeling safe, he stands in front of it and begs his own reflection for mercy, as if it has control over his life and death. The tension builds as the mirror suddenly begins to crack on its own and eventually shatters without being touched. From within the reflection, Gary's image starts moving out of sync with his real body, picks up a shard of glass, and performs an action that leads to Gary's death in the real world.
Oh shit.
The story then shifts to...
You had a battle with your own self, P. It's simple. I don't need no mirrors. I don't need nothing that reflects off the glass, nothing. I don't need none of that shit. We about to live in a dark-ass room.
Ben, a former police detective whose life has fallen apart due to his alcoholism. In the past, while drunk and not fully aware of his actions, Ben accidentally shot a fellow officer, an incident that immediately ended his career. Since then, his life has become a mess. His wife, Amy, can no longer tolerate his behavior and demands that he stop drinking if he wants to fix his life, even going as far as forbidding him from seeing their children, Michael and Daisy, until he truly changes. Realizing his mistakes and having lost almost everything, Ben agrees to go through therapy to overcome his addiction, even though it means being separated from his family for a while.
I'm doing everything I can to get back on my feet again. I needed time. I needed you. You don't think people can change?
During his recovery, Ben stays at his sister Angela's apartment.
Ain't that my nigga? They got a lot of throwbacks in here. They got Paula. They got Jack from 24. What is it, 24 Hours? Remember that show? That shit was lethal. And then they got this girl. I can't remember where she's from, but her face is always familiar. That's a familiar
Patiently
face.
supports his efforts to change.
This had to have been a good ass movie when it came out. This had to have been one of them good thrillers. Cause I wasn't on it. I wasn't on it.
His days are filled with therapy and attempts to rebuild his life, but finding a new job proves to be difficult as he keeps getting rejected. Eventually, he gets a chance to work as a night guard at an old building called Mayflower, which was once a luxurious place but was destroyed by a massive fire that left most of it in ruins. A man named Lorenzo explains that the building still contains many mirrors, so Ben is required to patrol every 3 hours to make sure everything remains safe.
Anyway, I signed up for the job. I couldn't do it, bro. I'm not about to be security. I'm not about to be the security for an old abandoned ass building, big as fuck like that. You're gonna hear shit every night. You're gonna hear something. You might see some crazy shit. I'm not signing up for that, bro. You ain't finna have no spirits tag on me and then follow me home and shit. Nah.
What the fuck?
Pass, hard pass.
See, not too much going on. Calm around here. No electricity, all these mirrors. It was a pretty big teamwork in here before the fire.
On his first day, Ben shows determination to change by staying away from...
And to be honest with you, these niggas ain't pulling no phones out. I ain't seen a nigga pull a cell phone out yet in this movie. Like, I don't want to work there. I don't want to be there.
Completely, as he begins patrolling the dark and silent building.
Yeah, and on top of that, he got trauma from accidentally shooting one of his fellow member officers in the past. Like, bro, why would you sign up for that? I wouldn't. No. Simple, no. I'm alright.
Inside, he notices rows of mirrors standing among the damaged structure, and when he examines one of them closely, he sees a clear handprint on its surface that he cannot wipe away no matter how hard he tries. From the mirror's reflection, Ben sees a door
Why you
behind him
touching shit?
slowly opening.
Why you in there touching shit? It don't even look cool in there. Why are you in there touching shit? Like, what you worried about a fingerprint on the glass for? What you worried about it for?
On its own, but when he turns around, the door is still firmly closed. From that moment on, strange occurrences continue to follow him, all connected to the mirrors,
It's a
making him
wrap.
feel as if something is watching him from within them. He
It's a
even
wrap.
sees his own reflection distort into something horrifying and witnesses a burned figure appearing in the mirror without any
Damn.
presence in the real world.
This nigga stupid, bro. He put his hand right there on the fingerprint. He put his hand right there on the fucking handprint. You put your hand on the... Bro, is you stupid? Your mama ain't never tell you in the store stop touching shit? You ain't never got an ass whooping in the store from touching too much shit? No, you can't have them Skittles, nigga. Put them back. No, you can't have that soda, nigga. Put it back. Kool-Aid, put it back, nigga. Matter of fact, bring the Kool-Aid back. Yeah, it's only 10 cents a pack. We can afford it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never had them moments? Come on, dog. And they're just touching shit.
Although everything feels real, Ben tries to calm himself by believing that it is all just hallucinations, possibly caused by his withdrawal from alcohol.
Right, let's go to everything except who? God, right? I mean, if you see a supernatural shit like that, man, go to God, bro. There ain't no scientific explanation for this shit. It don't happen usually. This shit's happening right now. I'm about to pray. Some shit's obviously, I think God's either telling me that I'm lost or that I need to be found or he trying to send me a message. But I'm about to pray right now and I'm about to figure it out with God. You feel me? There's no other explanation, bro. How many times we've been through this?
One night, he finds a wallet inside the building, and after checking it, he realizes that it belongs to Gary Lewis, the previous guard who died mysteriously at the beginning of the story. Inside the wallet, he finds a note with the word Essaker written on it. After finishing his shift,
They never took his... Is his body still in there? They never like cleaned
Ben visits
shit
the
out?
bar where Angela works and tells her about everything he has been experiencing over the past few days.
That nigga found his loose money and everything. Nigga, whole wallet. Nigga had $8 left. Nigga had $8 whole left in his name. Hold on, P. Go back. This nigga had
Seriously, at the
$8 left.
beginning of the story. Inside the wallet, he finds a note with the word Essaker written on it. After finishing his shift, Ben
They had about $7, $8 left.
visits the bar where Angela works and tells her about everything he has been experiencing over the past few days, admitting that he keeps seeing things that make no sense while still trying to convince himself that it is all a side effect of his recovery.
It was like a nightmare, but I was awake. I know I was awake.
What are you talking about?
The fucking mirrors, they are everywhere.
You've been having those nightmares since the shooting. I think
about
you're
to-
just going through a hard time in your life.
Meanwhile,
He about to drag her into the bullshit too.
at Amy's house, strange events begin to spread to the family as Michael starts experiencing disturbances involving the mirror, showing that the terror is no longer limited to Ben, but is now affecting those
They got my dog R.I.P. R.I.P. to this man. They got him playing a little mixed boy. A little
around him
half-breed.
as well. The next morning, Ben is shocked to receive a mysterious package sent under Gary Lewis's name. Driven by curiosity, he opens it and finds a stack of old newspapers, all reporting on the massive fire that once destroyed the Mayflower building, a tragedy that killed many people and left behind unresolved mysteries. This discovery makes Ben even more certain that the strange events he has been experiencing are not a coincidence.
So he got that Jack DNA, you feel me? 24, he about to get to his investigation.
When he returns to work, Lorenzo informs him that Gary, the previous guard, was found dead in a horrifying condition, strengthening Ben's suspicion that Gary's death is connected to the strange occurrences inside the building. Since Amy works at a hospital, Ben goes to see her with the intention of viewing Gary's body.
Well, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, my bad to keep positive, but I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, it looks like they fucking with him. So I don't know if the ending of this movie is gonna be messed up. He might break the curse or something because he's got people that believe what's going on as well. Usually in them scary movies, if they don't fuck with you, if they think you going crazy or they start dismissing themselves from the person, you know what I'm saying? The ending is usually gonna go bad for the person, the main character. That's one thing I've taken notice of for shit show. I'm getting surgical with this shit, Jake.
After some persuasion, Amy finally allows him into the morgue, where Ben clearly sees that Gary died from a severe neck wound that appears to have been caused by a shard of glass.
I need to see his file. I need his file.
Before leaving, Ben
Yeah, pretty
asks
nasty.
Amy to access all the case files related to Gary, then explains that ever since he started working at Mayflower, he has been seeing unexplainable things through the mirrors. However, Amy refuses to believe him and assumes he is simply experiencing withdrawal effects from alcohol. Even so, after Ben insists, Amy eventually shows him Gary's files. Using his experience as a former detective, Ben quickly notices something odd in the crime scene photos. The shard of glass involved shows no trace of blood, which should not be the case if the wound had been self-inflicted. Despite his reasoning, Amy still does not believe him and continues to think he is hallucinating, leaving Ben frustrated as he walks away.
Leave it to the doctors, though. The doctors never, the doctors is always looking at science. Why something happened, or they always try to make sense of something. Like the doctor is never going to believe no supernatural shit's going on.
It's a mirror that Gary Lewis is holding. In reality, it's perfectly clean. What if the mirrors can actually make us do things that we don't want to do? What are you talking about? No, just listen to me.
I don't have time for this. What's wrong with you?
Amy, I'm seeing things in the mirrors at work.
At least he told her shit.
Around the
At least he
same
told her.
time, another tragedy occurs when Angela, Ben's sister, experiences something terrifying in her own apartment and ultimately loses her life in a tragic way.
Damn.
Her screams alert the neighbors, who immediately call the police. Not long after, Ben arrives and finds the apartment crowded with people, and as he steps inside, he
her
is
whole
faced with the
jaw,
devastating
all
sight
this.
of Angela's lifeless body.
Yeah, crank that yank back, nigga. Ooh. Yeah.
Overwhelmed with guilt, Ben feels responsible, believing that everything happening is connected to him
You gotta
and the
watch your
Mayflower
son.
building. From
His son was having them nightmares too. You gotta watch your son.
that moment on, he becomes determined to handle everything on his own without involving his family any further. With that resolve, Ben returns to Mayflower and tries to destroy all the mirrors, hoping it will end the terror. But his efforts fail as every mirror he damages restores itself as if nothing happened.
Damn. I don't know how this is gonna end for him. Like, real deal, I don't know how this is gonna end for him.
In desperation, he begins questioning what the mirrors actually want, until words slowly appear on one of them, forming the name Essaker, the same word he found in Gary's wallet. Realizing this is the key, Ben starts digging deeper and asks Larry, a police officer, to search for the name Essaker in New York, but no relevant records are found. Instead, Ben comes across the name Terrence through old newspaper archives, even though Terrence is already dead. Refusing to give up, Ben asks Larry to trace Terrence's history before his death, which eventually leads them to a mental hospital. There, a doctor shows them an old recording of Terrence, in which he claims he was being haunted by something coming from mirrors and that it was responsible for the deaths of his wife and children. Hearing this,
burnt
Ben
up
becomes
too,
convinced
yeah.
that the same threat is now targeting his own family. Without wasting time, he rushes to Amy's house to protect them, and upon arriving, he immediately removes every mirror he can and paints over those that cannot be moved, hoping to stop whatever is behind them.
He's smart. He look crazy, but he's smart. What I tell you, that's exactly what the fuck I'm doing. You know, we living in a dark ass room. He's smart.
Dad?
Sweetheart, just give me a second.
His strange
Yeah, Daddy
behavior
lost it. Daddy-
alarms Amy's house.
Daddy lost his shit, yeah, but you know, you'll thank me when you're going on to college and living your best life and progressing as a young woman and as a young man. You'll thank Daddy later for this crazy shit going on right now.
Who quickly calls Amy at work, prompting her to rush home and find Ben acting in a way she believes is completely unstable. She assumes he is mentally affected by quitting alcohol, while Ben desperately tries to convince her that the reflections in mirrors can harm people. When she still refuses to believe him, Ben attempts
There's a mix. There's people that don't fuck with him and there's people that fuck with him. I don't know how this is gonna end for him.
to prove it by shooting a mirror, claiming it will restore itself. But after waiting, nothing happens, making Amy even more certain that something is wrong with him. Feeling completely alone and not believed by anyone, Ben leaves the house, and on his way, he nearly gets into an accident when he sees Angela's reflection suddenly appear in his car's rearview mirror. Ben then returns to the Mayflower building, determined to find answers to everything that has been haunting him. While exploring areas he has never entered before, he discovers a hidden access leading to an underground level. There, he realizes that the building has a much darker past than he imagined, as it was once a mental hospital called St. Matthew's. This discovery strengthens his belief that all the terror he has been experiencing is connected to the building's history. As he continues searching, Ben finds a secret room surrounded entirely by mirrors, which convinces him that he is getting closer to the truth.
There you have it, huh? It was killed right there or something? Electricity?
He immediately contacts Larry
chair?
and asks him to look for records of patients and staff from St. Matthew's, suspecting that the name Essiker must be linked to the past of the place.
Thank you. Let's not
Larry
forget about
explains that the
Essiker.
hospital has been closed for over 50 years, but if it was officially operating back then, the records should still exist in the police archives. Without wasting time, Larry secretly retrieves the files and brings them to Ben. A few hours later, he finds important documents, including the file of a patient named Anna Essiker, and reveals that aside from the fire, there was also a mass killing at the hospital that claimed the lives of many patients and staff. As Ben studies the files more carefully, he notices inconsistencies in Anna's records that do not match the timeline of the tragedy, leading him to realize that Anna had already left the hospital before the incident occurred, which means she is likely still alive. This suspicion becomes even stronger when Ben shows Anna's photo to one of the mirrors, and the reflection seems to indicate that she is somewhere outside New York. Without hesitation, Ben decides to go and find her.
Hey, so the mirrors, that's crazy. They trying to send a message whole time, and they like basically. What if the mirror is like looking for help? Right. I'm trying to make it make sense. What if the mirror is like whatever spirit is inside the mirror or whatever? What if it's looking for help, and you got like a certain time limit to where it just stops? It's like when you touch that handprint and you put your hand on there, you and it cuts you. You put like an oath into it, right? Where you gonna help it, and if you don't help, you got a certain amount of time. You don't help it, it's just gonna start taking shit away from you, killing you, and turn into gonna give you the pain that spirit suffered how it died. You feel me? Like that's crazy. He showed the picture to the mirror and it's like responding to him and shit. What if it's like just looking for help? That's crazy.
Incident occurs when Amy sees Michael talking to a mirror, and after he leaves, she notices that his reflection was not moving in sync with him. That moment finally convinces Amy that everything Ben said is real, and she immediately calls him and asks him to come home.
You have to come to the house right now.
Amy. Amy, what's wrong?
Ben returns, and together they try to protect the family by covering all the mirrors in the house with paint and blocking the windows with...
You see what I'm saying about if they fuck with you or if they don't? It's gonna end up good for him. It's gonna end up good for this shit. Cause yeah.
newspapers to eliminate any reflections. After everything is done, Amy apologizes for not believing him, while Ben also feels guilty for bringing danger into their lives, and he warns her to always stay close to the children and never let them be separated. Knowing that the only way to stop everything is to find Anna, Ben asks for Amy's permission to leave and track her down. After a long journey, Ben arrives.
No, he feel good that like the closest thing to him actually understands and believes him now. I know he gotta be feeling so like just so much relief. And now like, all right, now I'm about to now I'm about to get into your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you fucking with my family? You messing with my family? Like that shit gotta be a big relief for him, bro.
At the Essiker family home, where he learns about Anna's past.
Sir?
Anna Essiker.
Grandpa's a man here's asking about his sister.
Since childhood, Anna was known to be difficult to control and often showed violent behavior, forcing her family to lock her away to prevent harm. Her condition eventually caught the attention of a doctor named Kane, who took her to St. Matthew's for treatment. After being examined, Anna was diagnosed with a mental disorder and placed in a special therapy that involved isolating her in a room full of mirrors for several days. After undergoing the treatment, her behavior suddenly changed, and she was declared cured. But from that point on, strange events involving mirrors began to occur both in the hospital and beyond. Anna's brother explains that even after she returned home, the disturbances continued through the mirrors in their house, which led the family to send her to a monastery called St. Augustine, a place completely free of mirrors, in hopes of keeping her safe. Ben then continued.
Just passing their daughter off. They just passing her off, bro. They not even like, man, you ever tried talking to her or something, sitting down, chopping it up? Like, damn, they just passed her off to us. Mental hospitals, like crazy.
Continues his journey to the
That shit
monastery,
crazy.
and after a long and exhausting trip, he finally meets Anna.
I've come to speak with a member of your community, Anna Essiker. It's very important, please. Please, Miss Essiker, if you don't help me, my family's in danger. In the building that used to be St. Matthew's Hospital.
He tries to convince her to return to the hospital so they can stop the terror, but she refuses because she is terrified of what exists within the mirrors. During their conversation, Anna reveals the truth that what she experienced as a child was not just a mental illness, but that she had been possessed by a powerful entity. When she was placed in the mirror-filled room during therapy, the entity left her body and became trapped within the mirrors instead. From that moment on, Anna was no longer affected, but the terror spread through the mirrors in the hospital, leading to chaos, killings, and the fire. Even after returning home, the entity continued to follow her.
It's like they performed the exorcism on accident. She's a nun now. That's crazy.
Her through
That shit
mirrors,
done-
which is
that
why
shit
her
done turned
family
her life
ultimately
up.
sent her somewhere completely free of them. Anna insists that she does not want to return because she fears the entity could reach her again. But Ben,
Wanna come
having no other
together.
choice and believing his family is in danger, begs her to help. When she still refuses, Ben is forced to take a desperate step and points a gun at her, making her go with him because he believes she is the only one who can stop the terror coming from the mirrors.
He grimy for that though. So basically, the spirit that's in that mirror is calling for her back. With Essiker doing the Essiker, bump all the helping it, want to die peacefully shit. Nah, nigga, that spirit is calling for her back. Said I ain't done with her yet. I left on accident. That man, he grimy, bro. I ain't gonna.
In the
cap.
end, Anna is
I ain't
forced to
gonna cap,
return
he
to St.
grimy.
Matthew's with Ben, even though the fear is still clearly visible in her. At the same time, at Amy's house, the situation turns even more tense when Amy wakes up and realizes that Michael is no longer beside her.
Oh,
Panic
shit.
begins to set in as she opens the door and finds the entire house flooded, creating reflections in almost every corner. This makes the threat even more dangerous, as reflections can now appear anywhere. Amy quickly secures
Oh,
Daisy in a
shit.
room without mirrors, then desperately tries to find Michael.
Michael?
Where is he?
Michael?
Oh shit.
Michael?
But before she
Dang.
can reach him, the entity pulls him into the water's reflection, as if dragging him away from the real world. Meanwhile, when Ben and Anna
shit.
arrive at the building, the atmosphere feels even more
Now that's a little too much. That's a little too. Now we're going poltergeist with it.
unnatural, as if Anna's presence has been anticipated all along. As they enter the mirror-filled room, Anna becomes the center of everything happening there, and with all the strength she has, she tries to confront the force hiding within the mirrors and stop it from hurting anyone else.
Let's go now.
Oh shit. That's a strong spirit, bro.
The tension reaches its peak when all the mirrors inside Mayflower suddenly shatter at once.
It's a strong mirror, bro. He did. You know she did.
At that same moment, back at Amy's house, Michael reappears, finally freed from the entity's influence. And Amy, Michael, and Daisy embrace each other in relief, grateful that they are still together.
Oh, my baby.
However, things do not end as well inside the building, as the entity that was trapped within the mirrors begins to manifest by taking over Anna's body. Seeing this, Ben has no choice but to face Anna, who is no longer herself.
Anna, a whole different thing now. I don't know if a bullet gonna do nothing to that. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole spirit inside of a body, bro. She should have been dead when the mirrors splattered like that. You know what I'm saying? When you seen that whole nigga, she was sitting down, strapped in a chair, nigga. All that shit should have sliced and diced the fuck out of her. I could have sworn we seen her get obliterated by the. I could have sworn we seen that whole body chop up and all that. How is this bitch climbing walls and shit now? That's not human. I don't know if a bullet is going to save you, my nigga. You should have left When she said you need to get out of here. When she said you need to get out of here, you should have been on your way out that motherfucker. You feel me? That armed forces, U.S. Army military. That's who's gonna handle that situation right there. Bitch throwing that nigga like a yo-yo.
The confrontation ends with Ben managing to stop her, but it triggers massive destruction that causes the building to collapse. The falling debris buries Ben beneath the ruins, leaving him trapped inside the destroyed structure. After some time, Ben regains consciousness and manages to crawl out from under the rubble, trying to escape the building. But something feels wrong as no one comes to help him. As he looks around, he notices that everything appears reversed, as if he is seeing the world from the other side. When he tries to check his reflection, he realizes that it does not appear at all, and in that moment, Ben understands that he is now trapped inside the mirror world. Meanwhile, in the real world, a final sign appears as Ben's handprint slowly forms on the surface of a mirror, proving that he still exists, but no longer in the same world as the people he loves, and the story comes to an end.
Yo, that's crazy. That's some sad shit, bruh. So that means in the beginning when he was over there touching shit and he seen that handprint, he put his hand on there and couldn't. Nigga, that's because he was touching somebody else's hand from the mirror world, bro. That's crazy sad, bro. That's crazy sad. Messed up. Whole family gone. Now they gone. You know what I'm saying? Well, they're not gone. He gone from the whole family. He ain't making home. But it was a good movie. I get that one a 9 out of 10 for shit show. For shit show. I get that one a 9 out of 10 for shit show. Yeah, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about the movie, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Stay tapped in and tuned in with your boy Cam Lucci on the Cam Lucci Reactions. Thank you for messing with me. We almost at 100 subscribers. I'm so blessed and I'm proud and thankful. We're climbing our way to 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But calm before walking. I'm appreciative of it all. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You see every time I drop some new.